Hey, 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 everyone. Hello, Facebook. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. I'm super excited because I'm live again. Y'all know every time I'm live, I'm always super excited. It's just like what I need to be. It's super excited. You know why? Because I'm alive. And you know why else? Because the Raising a Mogul Family Business Summit is coming in Atlanta, Georgia, June 27th through 30th. It is going to be a game changer. It's going to be amazing. So I have been coming to you live here on Raising a Mogul TV for probably like the last 3 weeks, as many times a day as I possibly could, just so I could talk to you as much as possible about this amazing summit, this amazing family business experience. And I also want to introduce you to some of the dopest people that I've come across in like the last 2 years since, putting out the Raising a Mogul community. So we've been highlighting our sponsors, we've been highlighting our speakers, we've been highlighting our members of our community, members of our membership, members of our brand strategy lab, just anybody and everybody that I am super excited and honored to be connected to. I want to make sure that you guys learn more about them and you know why they're so amazing and why I think they're so amazing. So you can be like, oh my God, they're so amazing. And you need to connect to them too. So that's what we're talking about. So of course, since I said amazing 16 times, I have to introduce you to my today's guest, Dr. Sheva Quinn. Hey, girl.
Hey, y'all.
So if you don't know Dr. Sheva Quinn, like, I don't know where you've been because she is like everywhere. And she also has the most amazing daughters that have the most amazing brand. I'm not going to give it all away just in case we do have some new people watching. She's going to share all that information with us. And she's here today because she's one of those amazing parent managers and they have a dope brand and you need to know her, but also because her family chose to invest in the Raising a Mogul Family Business Summit twofold as attendees, because they're coming to the summit as a team, like we all want you to as well. And also they're going to sponsor, they are official sponsors of Ram Summit 19. And I'm so grateful. And so I only find it, appropriate that they come on here and kind of share with us why they decided to do that and all about everything they have going on. So, Sheva.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all of it. So tell the people a little bit about you and then also about your Young Moguls.
Oh my goodness. Well, I am Sheva Quinn. I am let me get this right because my kids get me all the time and make sure I know that I am their assistant. So I am the owner and COO of Ziggy and Tootie Cakes, a business that my kids started when they were 3 and 4 years old. And they are the CEOs of Ziggy and Tootie Cakes. So I work for them.
That's what I'm talking about. And you know what, Sheva? Anywhere else, like people would be, any other communities be like, what is she talking about? You work for them, right?
Yes.
But we understand this. We understand that we've all developed our own hashtags. We work for our kids. And you know what? There's no shame. We're like so proud of it. And it's just the way this is our life. So Ziggy and Tootie, how old are they?
So they are 7 and 8 years old now. Ziggy is getting ready to turn 9 next month. So she celebrates her birthday on the 13th. And her birthday cake celebration design is this whole big thing around here. Like, they just are so excited about designing Ziggy's birthday cake.
So they're gonna design and bake her birthday cake themselves. So like, talk about being self-made, right?
Yes,
nothing wrong with being able to celebrate yourself by yourself. Like,
yes.
We got the whole celebration on lock. Let me tell you what I'm about to do. I love it. So listen, I just want to pause 1 second. We have Letitia watching, Tara, April, Kathy. Thank you all for being here. I want to ask everyone that's watching and also listening to please share this video out. We need to get this information out. We need as many parent managers, any mentors, anybody that has a heart for children, anyone that believes in young moguls, kidpreneurs, teenpreneurs, and the possibilities that come from believing, supporting, and nurturing your young moguls. They need to watch this. They need to be connected, and they also need to share it with their tribe. So please share this broadcast out and make sure you participate in the conversation in the comments, because I'm going to be saying whatever y'all say. I'm going to start. So yes. So tell us who you are, where you're watching from, what your business is, what your kids' business is. Just drop it. Okay. Drop it like it's hot, so that we can communicate.
We love conversation. We love to talk around here.
Absolutely. This is a serious conversation. So Sheva, how did the girls get started? Like, just when, how, and and just tell us like how did you get here?
Okay, so if you guys don't know, I'm a single parent. Me and their father divorced when they were like 6 and 18 months, when they were still babies. And so, of course, I had a responsibility of running a single parent household and trying to raise these babies. And I had the mindset that I wasn't going to be like my mom, like always just yelling at my kids because I was stressed out, right? And so even though my mom did the best she could, but that's just something that always stuck with me. And so, like, I would let the kids just do whatever they wanted to do while I was cooking. While I was cooking, I would just put on my blinders and just let them have at it. And so they would make these things that they call secret recipes. They didn't want me to know what it was, and they were making these recipes. So they've got all the bowls and all the stuff out of the pantry and the cabinet and just put it in a bowl and just mix it up and get grass and just mess. And so I would just politely clean it up when they were done. And so one day I was like, let me show you how to make a cake. And I showed them how to make a cake. And I had always been like on Facebook since day one, right? And so I shared it with my friends on Facebook. And because everybody was supportive of me and the kids, they was like, I want to buy some cake. Can we buy some cake? And of course I said, yeah, because I'm not going to turn down no money. Like, who does that? Heck yeah, I'll see you.
Where did you do that at?
So I had to figure out how to send cake. And the girls, they saw, because at the time, Toys R Us was really big. This is before Toys R Us had closed down. And so they had, they always wanted to go to Toys R Us and get stuff. So I would have them do like little chores around the house to make money. But when they saw the return on selling cake, they was like, oh, this is it. Like, we have to sell more cake, right? And so around the same time, Dr. Boyce Watkins had his Black Business School going on. So I enrolled them in a Black Business School, and they realized that they had to have something to do with their money. So they decided they want to take a trip to Disney World. So they raised $3,000, took their trip to Disney World, decided they wanted to do it again. So they did it again. And then before we knew it, was like, we're growing out of this space. Like, this is too much going on, because I think people got in behind the fact that they were actually working towards a goal. And so everyone wanted to support, right? It wasn't the fact that, hey, give me some money, or, we have this thing over here going on that you can like send money to. It was like, we want to buy some cake. We want to taste Ziggy into the cake. And let me tell you something. Our cakes have not always been perfect. We don't send out half-done cake. We don't send out bricks. We don't send out eggshell cakes, like all kind of stuff. They still came back.
Listen, hold on. So listen, I need y'all to catch this. Now, we talking about gems and nuggets in the process and the story, and like y'all need to extract all this stuff that she's saying, because some of us are listening, but I really need y'all to focus, right? Because there's 3 things that I just heard. So the first thing is, the movement started, right? They started this movement because they had one mission, one goal. They were focused on the one thing. We want to get to Disney World. We need enough money for this. Mm-hmm. And then while that's happening, you guys are growing out of your home space. You're growing out of your kitchen, and it's turning into a real thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And some of us actually just stop at that. It's like, oh, we're doing this is good. Oh, but we can't go any further because that wasn't the mission in the first place. We stunt our own growth, right? By not allowing what's going to happen and what the people want and what we see the possibilities are to actually happen naturally, and then we just grow with it, and our mindset grows, and we start to level up, and all that amazingness that happens. Some of us don't even get there because we can't even see that there's more to it than what's really happening right now today. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then the next thing is the fact that people wanted to invest because they saw them moving.
Yeah, exactly. That was it. For me, I'm like, y'all want to buy some more cake? Like, did you tell me that the case was broke? But you want some more? Okay.
No, you know why? Because they see them moving, and once again, they're focused on the one thing, and they're moving towards this goal, and people are buying into the goal. They're buying into the story. They're buying into the fact that these 2 young moguls are committed to this thing. So it's like, they're excited about it. We need to get excited about it. So that's a whole personal branding piece that you probably didn't even, that probably wasn't the point. It wasn't the point, right? But it just happened naturally. And I think if a lot of us take lessons here and we understand that if it's really authentic, it's really meant to be, it is something our kids are really passionate about, it can happen organically, and we can build this personal brand around our why.
Exactly.
They had a why, and that turned into this empire that is known as Ziggy and Tootie cakes. Like it is, people are like, where do you even start? You just start.
We started with them wanting money. Like we had no real like purpose in the beginning other than the fact that they like money. So if you like money, you can make your own money and you can buy whatever you want to. My only requirement for them was to put half of it in the bank. So in their mind, well, they got to put half of it away. They got to make more so they can have more because they got to put half of it away. So they kept trying to catch up with the half, not knowing that they will be forever trying to catch up with the half that they had to put away.
I love it. I love it. So, okay, so you talked about a big move. So from the house kitchen to their own bakery. Like, what the heck, Sheva? Like, some of us can't even think that big. So did you feel like the knots in your stomach? Is it freaking scary? Like, it sounds very scary. It sounds huge. How do you know, like, and then we're going to eliminate some of those excuses or those reasons that I've been talking about all weekend. So single mom, there's two of them. You said 6 months, 18 months. So that's technically Irish twins, if y'all don't know. Like,
exactly.
Two babies in diapers at the same time. Like, it's a thing. I did it. She did it.
Exactly.
They done successfully. Right. And they both can live together and thrive. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about like that week, that moment, that day, that transition, that, oh my goodness, we about to do this. Like, what is that like?
So it felt, I had to learn early that, because this was not like my first time actually starting a retail storefront type business. The first time I had a business was a tutoring center, right? And so I had told my mom and the kids' dad about it. And it wasn't like this overwhelming pour out support that I had wanted. You know, it was kind of like, oh, okay, well, cool. Well, how's that going to work? So what's your plan? Like asking you all these questions that you really don't have no answer for. You just know that you're going to do it, right? And so because of the excuses that I gave myself based off the responses that I received from other people, that lasted less than a year, the tutoring center, and I let it go. Okay. And so when it came to the bakery, one day the girls, they was at the softball game. They went with their dad, and I was just riding around town, and I found this spot, and it was for rent. And I came home and I called the guy, and he was like, well, the unit that you were looking at, it's not bakery ready, but the one down from it is. And if you want it, you can have it. So I was like, okay, can I come see it? He was like, sure, meet me there. So I met him there. He told me the price, and I signed the papers. And I did not tell my mom. I did not tell the kids' dad. I didn't tell anybody until it was done. So after it was all done, the paperwork was signed, and I got the keys. I took the kids and let them, be the first ones to open the door. And then I told everybody, because I was in then, right? Once you sign the papers, like, there is no turning back. So you don't have time to deal with the negative. And I won't even say negative feedback. It's just less supportive feedback. And I think a lot of times it's because they don't know what to say because they're not in that zone of experience, right? And so I just chose to alleviate all that out of my life and just move forward. And so now it's like, okay, so what do you need me to do? How can we help?
I love it. Bold moves, Terry King says, absolutely. Bold moves, making a decision, taking action, and just doing it. Just doing that. And I remember a similar feeling when we signed the lease on Zandra's, well, actually not even her big studio now, production facility, but even just when we moved to a smaller space, when we moved out the house, that was the scariest move. Mm-hmm. And as you grow and your mindset changes and your possibilities change and you can start to create opportunities and you start to make money and all these things that happen as the small business becomes not as, microscopic as it once was. And right. You build, you invest, you connect yourself to the right people. You just start to see all the different possibilities. But at that moment, I was scared to death. I remember being like, and I did the same thing. I told Jimmy and Xandra and I was like, okay, we're going to see this space. And what I did was I didn't move kind of just make a decision. I was still trying to get people on board with me. So I brought my mom and my brothers and I'm like, okay, let's go look at this space. She's going to meet us at the space. And they were like, are you kidding me? Nobody could see it. Nobody could see it. And I remember crying, feeling like, oh my goodness, like maybe I'm tripping. And I second guessed myself for a long time before I actually went ahead and signed the lease because I was thinking, this can't be. I'm not, I'm tripping. Like, I just really thought that there was something wrong with me because my vision was so big and I was so committed to helping my daughter succeed, and whatever she said she wanted, I was like, okay, I felt like it was my job to figure out how to make that happen. And everybody else thought I was tripping.
Right. Like, that for a child, like, how is that gonna work? Well, when you go, and that's the question I get all the time. Well, when you gonna do schoolwork? Well, how do you guys do schoolwork? And I'm like, this thing we was doing it before. We homeschool.
It is all schoolwork. How about that?
It is all schoolwork. It really is. And the girls will tell you, so today are we doing kitchen math? And I'm like, yep.
Kitchen math. I love it. And that's what we do. Because even when Xandra, she's graduated from high school, she's in college now, but we homeschooled the last two kids that were at home because her schedule got so crazy. We decided to do both of them at the same time. And every trip, everything we did was a homeschool lesson.
Yep.
So those of you that out there that think it can't be done, it can be done because we are doing it and have done it. So let me just pause really quick. So April, Kelly, she has a question. She wants to know if y'all ship cakes.
Yes, we ship cakes. Actually, our business was built off of shipping, right? So that has been the real challenge for us really in this season of business is because we're trying hard to transition from doing so much online shipping to becoming a more community-based business because, we love our online community, but yet because we have a retail location here in the community, we have to be more engaging and proactive in our community. But yes, we ship cakes. We ship cupcakes.
They ship cupcakes. Okay, so no cakes, but cupcakes. All right. So April also says she's really enjoying this. Tashanta says, go, grow and go.
Yeah.
Terry said she loves watching your journey. She said, you guys are so awesome. And we have a couple other people shouting out their businesses. Keep dropping your businesses, dropping what your kids do, where you're from, where you're watching from, everything in the comments, because what's going to happen every time I broadcast, you guys, I replay it over and over again, and we keep inviting people in. So everyone's going to read all your information, and they're going to want to connect with you. So also drop your links to your websites, anything and everything that we can do so that we can connect and collaborate and move forward together, because the goal is for us to grow together, right? Letitia Jordan says that this is the best Christmas present ever, capital ever.
That's because, see, here's the thing. Like, I have never really been big into doing like parties and gifts and all of that for my kids. Their dad was, their grandparents was, and I was kind of always the one looked at like, you ain't buy your kids no Christmas gifts. I'm like, no, for what? They get all year long. And not only that, heck, I was broke. Like, we ain't got no money for no gifts. Is you crazy? Like, you good. Go to your dad's house, get gifts there. But when this happened, when the bakery happened, it was like at Christmas time. And so it was the pressure because, everybody was like thinking that we should have this big Christmas. Everybody wants to get together for Christmas. And I was like, no, because I was holding this secret. Like, I was holding this secret that you're on the first, you're moving into this bakery. Like, I'm not buying nothing. So the dad would be like, so are we getting the girls such and such for Christmas? I'm like, no, I ain't getting them nothing. Like, they thought I was just the meanest person ever, but it wasn't being me. I was putting money someplace else.
You weren't being mean. You were on a mission. There's a different element. You weren't being mean. You were on a mission.
Yeah.
Right. Love it. So tell us how the bakery operates now with homeschooling and you being an entrepreneur and having all these different multiple streams of income and information and value that you're delivering to your community alone. And then the girls are building their community. So what does it look like just for the physical location? When are you guys open and how do you manage it all?
Right. So typically what our day looks like is that we get up in the morning, we do our homeschool here at the house. And because we take most of our orders online around noontime, I'll come and see if they have any orders. If so, I print them out and we go make them. And so, and depending on if it's local or if it needs to be shipped, because the way our website is set up is that if it's local, they can select a checkout date and time, right? A pickup date and time. So we'll meet them there at that time to get their order. And if it's shipping, we only ship one day a week. And that was something that we really had to get a host of because the girls would get so excited about, oh my goodness, we got to order the ship. And I'm like, I am not running to the post office or I'm not trying to meet UPS here every day. You know what I mean? So we had to pick one day of a week for shipping. So all shipping takes place on Monday, and which is great because we have the weekend to get the order, together, frozen and prepared for shipment and all that. And so, but in starting this endeavor and starting a bakery, I really had to get a host of myself and cut out a lot of stuff because like I was like the internet hustler, if you want to call it that. Like I was the homeschool mom, I was the grant writing coach, I was the nonprofit coach. Like I had like all these initiatives that were great going on. I mean, it worked well. The stuff I enjoyed doing, stuff I went to school for, and it was, amazing. But on the other side of that is that my time was getting really, really thin. And so I just had to say, okay, you know what? We're going to be serious about this bakery because we have invested this money. And so I have to cut out X, Y, and Z and QRS and TUV. And so for the first 6 months, from January up until now, it has just been my main focus on the bakery. Building the bakery, making sure it has the advertisement and marketing that it needs, making sure that we have our business plan in order because the same business plan we had at home does not work for the bakery, right? The operation instructions that we had at home does not work for the bakery. So all that stuff had to be revamped, new insurance, just all kind of stuff. It was almost as if starting over from scratch.
Absolutely.
From scratch. Yeah.
And actually the girls have a book we talking about from scratch. What's the name of the book?
The name of the book is Ziggy and Tootie, the making of 2 cake moguls from scratch. So that's their whole thing, right? Because Ziggy is the real one. That's the one that's really into eating healthy and all that. So she wants everything to be from scratch. And I'm like, girl, you're doing too much. Like we can use some additives in here, like a little bit. And then Julie, on the other hand, she don't care as long as it tastes good. So Ziggy is like, she wants whole this and pure that and all this. And she's the skinny one, right? Like she's the one that's thin, whereas Tootie is the one that's thick and she's like, give me more sugar and butter. It's just crazy around.
Listen, you guys, if you have not experienced Ziggy and Tootie, if you do not know her girls, I need y'all to go over to their Facebook page. First, like the page, follow the page, and also watch some of their videos because they do live cooking shows, baking demonstrations. They're teachers, they're authors, they're public speakers, they're influencers, and they're dynamic, just to say the very least, right? And their personalities together separately, even when mama's not in the room, they hold their own, like seriously. Yes, they're the cutest little things. I call them the little Shevas because it's just like all 3 of them look like triplets to me. And I just think it's the best thing ever. So Sheva, I want to know, you guys together as a team, as a business, as a family business, you guys decided to not only attend the Raising a Mogul Family Business Summit, but you also decided to be a sponsor. Yeah. Tell us why. Tell us why?
Because one thing that I try to instill in the kids is the importance of community and relationship and supporting those that support you. So like we get opportunities all the time to sponsor. Like I can go in my inbox right now and I'm like, hey, can you guys come here? Or can you sponsor this? Or this will help you get your name out. Like people always have a way to so-called help you, right? But in the reality of it is that it has to align with your vision, with your mission, and with your overall goals. And for one, Raising a Mogul has definitely been a part of our, mogul building, our mogul upbringing, right? Like I remember when you first got started and I was listening to you on some headphones and you was like, I have this thing that I'm getting ready to do. And it's called Raising a Mogul. And it is going to be a learning environment and this, that, and the other. And the whole time you were talking, I was like, so what is the website? And so you was like, let me type it in. And then I was like, okay, I've joined. And you was like, oh, great, we have a member.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. Listen, and you talking about taking a leap of faith? Like, no. That's great.
I didn't know exactly what it was going to be about, but I just knew that it felt right because at the time my kids were trying to do so much because I was an online teacher. I still teach some. I'll be teaching for them here next week. But like they saw me teaching online, so they wanted to teach online. And I'm like, this is a whole lot of stuff. And then, it's to write another book because I wrote a couple books. So they wanted to write a book. So everything they see me doing, they want to imitate. And I'm like, but I got to figure this out. Like, I don't really know how all this fits. And so I was like, well, shoot, her kid is older than mine. So I'm sure she knows more than I do. So we'll figure it out with her. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but we'll figure it out.
I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
That is
so since Raising a Mogul has been there for us since day one, and then all our friends are there. Like it's just the right thing to do. I mean, why not support those that support you? It's just that simple. So when I asked them, I said, hey, it's an opportunity for you guys. So I let them make the final decision on all the sponsorships that they do because, it's their product. They was like, is Kimry's going to be there? Is, just naming off all their friends. I'm like, it was like, okay, we're sponsoring it. Because sometimes they get sponsorships. I mean, they engage in sponsorships, and then there's like no recognition or no shout outs because they be looking for that stuff. Like they like to see their name in big lights on social media. Like they have this whole challenge going on, but they have more followers than mommy, and which they do. But it's like they like that, right?
But I mean, we all like that. We all want to see ourselves. They're no different than us. Please. Come on.
So they was like, is we gonna have what y'all call an ad card? Is we gonna have an ad? I'm like, I'm sure you're gonna have an ad card. So if it makes marketing sense to them, they're in it.
I love it. I love it. That is amazing. That's amazing. Well, I want to thank you. I want to thank all three of you for agreeing, for reaching out, for being a part of our family, for adding value to our community, and for your sponsorship. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it's something to be said for the families that, let me back up. So you talked about Raising a Mogul and how when I first started and I was like, oh, I'm thinking about doing this thing. So for us to have transitioned, like it's been almost 2 years that this all took place. Like, it was just in me, it was something that I knew that our community that didn't exist yet needed. Right. Mm-hmm. And for you to be one of the first people to say yes to it is a huge honor to me. And it means so much that we're still together today, and that, and it just, the validation that with the value you're bringing can support other people. And that now that we have Raising a Mogul, we've built this community, we built this family that really like we're boosting each other. Like no one can tell us anything now. Like you what? My family already told me it was okay. They already told me I look good. So I don't care what y'all say. Like we're enabling each other to move with a special, set of confidence or a special, like we have like armor on now because we believe that we can do it. I believe I can do it because you're doing it. Someone else is going to believe that they can do it because I did it. And it's just a domino effect, So right. The value you bring to our community. Thank you so much. So Tashanta says she's talking about celebrities. Yeah, we got a whole group of celebrities, honey. Like, if y'all not connected to the Raising a Mogul community, I don't know what y'all doing. Like, I don't even understand. You can't even do parenting right and not be connected to us.
Exactly.
Seriously. So, Sheva, tell us why. So now that's why you sponsor. Tell us why you're coming to the summit as a family and why it's important to you.
Listen, my family is in Atlanta. Like, I'm originally from the Atlanta area, and you best believe we have a hotel room. Like, it was no doubt about it that we was going, because I was not running all over Atlanta trying to get this and get that and be on time. Y'all know how that Atlanta traffic can be now. So I was like, no, we gonna stay in a hotel. And when I looked at the itinerary, I was like, this is great because we're going to be there. Like we won't have to, be transitioning, going back and forth and all that. But it was just a must. Like my kids are at that age and at that space now to where they have to. They feel like they're important. They feel like they're important, which they are, and they are in the conference space. Like they have me looking for their next conferences online. Like they get an enjoyment out of being around kids that are like them, that are business minded. They get enjoyment of being around the fact of just talking business and vending. Because I think it does something to their psyche because it makes them level up in their head.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, they're like, okay, well, if this kid is doing this and if this kid is there, I want to be there too. Like, there is no way that I could possibly say, well, we're going, but we got to stay at your grandma's house. And, oh, by the way, Caden is staying at the hotel. Like, that will be just all wrong. I want to stay with Caden. Is he going swimming?
It don't make no sense, Mom. It don't make no sense. So here's the thing about what you said is what you described, that the two of them how they don't we as adults and entrepreneurs feel like, and this is the point I was making earlier today, is that so many of us, we invest in traveling across country, going to continuing education conferences and seminars and summits, but we leave our kids at home.
Right.
And who would think, except for those in our community, that the kids love it, enjoy it, find value in it, and can grow from it just as much as we do. Why is it good enough for us, but not good enough for them? Or why do we feel the benefits of it, but don't understand the benefits of it for our children? So absolutely, that makes sense. You know, but a lot of people don't think it makes sense when it comes to the children. And that's the problem. That's why we always do.
They're like, do we have our tickets? Did you make sure that you made the reservations? What time do we have to leave? What time do we have to be there? And I'm like, I am just the manager.
Hold on. I love it. So tell us more about what the girls are working on, what you guys as a family business are working on. I know you have some new initiatives coming up. And like you said, this is the first, you guys moved in. So we're 6 months, officially almost 6 months in, right? This week?
Yeah.
6 months, right? And so what's happening? What are the summer plans like?
It's been like the biggest learning curve, if I must say so, because first of all, we live in Byron, Georgia. I don't know if you guys know what that's at, but that's like the country. Like it's down here by Fort Valley State University in Peach County. We're 2 hours south of Atlanta. And so like when we were selling cake online, it was easy to say, you know what? Our cakes cost this amount. Like a cup jar is like $5, right? But coming into the community where the average income is like $36,000 a household, people like, you wouldn't pay $4 for a slice of cake? I ain't paying that. Like, you want $3 for a cupcake? Oh no, we don't need no cupcakes then. You know what I mean? But yet when you're talking about, you know, the price of goods and everything that goes into it, and just the demographics of your community, you really have to figure out how do you position yourself in your community. And keep in mind now, like I said, we're in the country, so we're stuck between Warner Robins on one side and Macon on the other side, where they will spend the $3 for a cupcake. You know what I mean? And so we had to be creative in coming up with a line of cupcakes that suits our $36,000 income community, you know, and still be able to have that luxury line for the other two sides of it. So yeah, so it has been, for them, it has been an extraordinary experience. They're learning so much about business and about pricing and about just being active and at what time and what season to engage and just marketing. So it has, it's been a lot, but they have, let's see. And because of that, they had to come out with this. They have the $99 celebration cake. That is the big thing that's going right now, because everybody wants a big celebration cake. After we run them numbers, like, okay, this for 3 colors is going to cost this much. And if you add sprinkles, it's going to cost this. If you add in all that stuff, you're like, oh, I don't need a cake. The girls had this bright idea. It's like, okay, well, what if we let them tell us what they want, but yet we figure out how to make it within their price budget? Like, how do we make it fit in the $99 price range? And so that's where the whole $99 celebration cake has come into play, and that's been going very well for them. And let's see, what else have they got going on? I don't know, all kind of stuff. But they are currently working on their, look, y'all, like our coach here, Tamara Zantell, teaches us it is time to start working on Christmas already, right? So the girls are off with their dad right now, and I have been working on Christmas for the past 2 days, right? So they are working on their Christmas line of cupcakes, and they are working on their holiday baking book. And so, yeah, so it's a lot. It's always something full of ideas.
So now she was leaving out a whole bunch. I just need to say that. So y'all, that sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot. Some of y'all are probably just tired from listening to all of that. And y'all like, what in the world? Like, this woman has superpowers. And she does. And we're okay with that, right? However, not only that, the kids are also writing more books.
Yes.
They are teaching classes. They are traveling and speaking.
Yes.
Yes. We have a whole nonprofit situation here.
Their calendar is full. Like, this is their calendar for the weekend. It's crazy. And they fill in their own calendar.
Okay, I have to ask you this because you said you just led that into another question I have, or another something I think a lot of parents would want to know. This independence thing. Your daughters are so independent. They and I said this before. They're excellent together, but even separately, they stand strong, independent, even if you're not in the room. So where does that come from? I understand that, our kids get us and you are who you are. Right. And so they're little Shivas. However, like, how do you nurture that? And how do you you grow that in a way where you're raising these talented, strong-willed, strong-minded and little people, you know what I mean? But they're still respectful. They understand and they fit, they're challenging the status quo, but
they're still kids. I guess all the time. They're so sweet. Like, I guess people expect them to be like these little brats. I don't know. But I think it goes back to the beginning. Like I said, I would just tune them out and let them do their thing and never really chastise them for making a mess. And even till today, if the house is messy, I'm like, okay, y'all know we got to clean this up. I allowed them to just explore life on their own terms. And I hate to say it, but I think that was one of the problems that me and my ex-husband had, is because I'm like, I don't care. The house will get clean, whatever. Like, I ain't say kids. The floor is dirty. Who cares? Right. You ain't gonna make them clean up, man. I ain't studying that. I'm gonna go ahead and read this book, But I just allowed him to discover life, to figure things out, to figure out what works for them. And I remember one time my mom was like, you gonna let them just do that? And I'm like, who are they hurting? They're not hurting. No one lives here but us. Like, no one's in this junket car but us. We'll clean it out Saturday, it'll be okay. But I think that pick your battles. I think that if I would have had more restraints on controlling their thoughts, I don't think they would be so strong and independent, because they would be waiting on me to give them permission to do whatever, give them permission to form an opinion. And I let them express themselves, and they just never really been disrespectful kids. Tootie, she's my carbon copy, so sometimes we butt heads.
Because she speaks her mind, I would imagine.
But she's full of hugs and kisses and loves telling you that she loves you and all that. And I think that their dad is the same way. When they're with their dad, they are loving and hugging and kissing on him, and he's buying them whatever they want. So it just all mixes well.
It works together. It works together. So Tara said, I tried to take them home with me one day. Tootie said, it takes a lot of money to take care of us, right?
She ain't lying. She is not lying.
Tara said, she's like, I'm going to warn you. Are you sure you want us home? That's what we're talking about, personality galore. And I love that you shared that with us, because I think a lot of us as parents, obviously there's no manual, and we don't, we're all just trying to figure it out, especially if it's your first child, and then you're too busy with we're trying to get through our own life. You know what I mean? So it's hard to understand what we need, what each individual personality we're raising needs, and how to nurture that, So I think that whole freedom and, giving them space to grow, to explore, and then nurturing the results, I think is a great thing. Obviously, we're there to guide them, to create the structure and build, like I always tell people, like I literally built an ecosystem for my kids that they existed in. Were they aware of what was happening in the world? Yes. Were they exposed to different things happening in the world? Limited. However, I built what I wanted them to experience. And that's really what happened to us. But our parents weren't they didn't consider it that way. It wasn't as intentional. They didn't think like, oh, I'm building an ecosystem. But ecosystem is what we grew up in. That was our house, whether it was positive, negative, whether it was yelling, whether it was anger, whether it was happy, joy, go lucky, whatever it was. That's the environment that they created for us. So when I started to have children, or not like it was a big old plan, but it didn't go that way. But when I found out I was going to have children, it was like, okay, I have the power to create what I want this to look like. And I think that was
it. Yeah. Because I was very, very much aware of what my childhood experience was like and how I wanted to be different for my kids. but yet I didn't want it to be different in a manner that I wanted to make them perfect. Like I just wanted to just make sure that they were able to express themselves. I'm sure we're probably around the same age. And, you know, we grew up in an era where kids are supposed to be seen and not heard, right? So like you shut up and you do what mama tells you to do. And whereas I invite the conversation, like I'm like, okay, so why do you feel that way? Or what made you feel that way? Or well, what led to that? You know, and if you're crying, okay, well, why are you crying? Or yeah, I mean, I'm always asking questions to try to get them to explore their feelings and their emotions, you know, and that didn't happen with us.
No.
Again, not saying that my parents were bad parents or nothing like that. They was like everybody else out here working, trying to make it work, you know, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. But on the other hand, I think that because they had so many kids, like we kind of got like pushed to the side and was forced to deal with life the best way we could. Whereas I think having kids gives you an opportunity to try to right those things that you felt like were not as fortunate in your own life. And so for me, it was having time to talk to my kids, like having discussions with them, because this whole bakery experience has, as if we could be close enough already, but it has brought us closer because we're constantly having to talk about everything. I mean, everything. And I'm like, what? I don't need your permission to wash dishes now. Boy, you better get started on the dishes now because you know we have to leave at 8. Chick, you don't tell me when to wash dishes. But I
love it.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Well, let me go ahead and get started on these dishes. You know, it's just that whole level of respect for them as humans.
That's it right there. That's good. And laying aside this whole parenting with ego thing, a lot of us do what we felt, we do what we saw. And we duplicate the process, the cycle continues. And what we're all talking about right now, this whole experience we're talking about right now is all about breaking the cycle and creating our own cycle, like rewriting, you know, what
writing the script.
Right. That's it. And there's no rules to this. We just have to do, you know, like obviously the law says they have to be fed and clothed and whatever. But the rest of it, you kind of just figure it out as you go, which is why this community is so important, on point, necessary. And we're making waves, Sheva, because this is a new way of parenting. It's a new thought process. Like, wait a minute, your kid can be a free thinker and not be disrespectful. Your child can be a CEO and remind you that you should be washing the dishes. Wait, you wash the dishes? Why would you wash the dishes when there's a kid in the room? Because my daughter's the boss and that's my job. Like, come on now. You know what I mean? Like it's just the respect thing. And I think some people aren't ready for it. And if you guys are watching, you're listening, and if you've never considered this as a possibility for your household, for your family, these are the things that have to happen if it's going to work. Everybody has to yield to somebody at some point. Yes, in my household, I'm still the CEO, the COO. Me and Dad still, you know, we got this thing on lock. However, we want our children, and we want to hear what they have to say. We know that they bring value to the household, to life, to the world, and them being free thinkers, them being able to explore their thoughts and understanding how to communicate and have a relationship. That starts with us. Yeah. Right? So basically, everything you're saying about you with your daughters, like their first relationship was with you and their dad. And that happens respectfully. We respectfully disagree. We can have a conversation. We don't have to get all wild and crazy to get our point across. It's all a part of the education, the training, and the ecosystem that we want to create for our families as we grow. That's good stuff. Like I could have this conversation. We can talk about this like all
day long. I mean, it's a generational cycle, and it's our generation that you know, it's our generation cycle that has to be broken. And if we don't take the initiative to try to make those changes, and it's a conscious decision, because there are plenty of days when I'm just stressed out and I'm like, look, girl, if you don't. And, you know, they be quick to, my name is not little girl. I am Anaya, or I am Zaria. And I'm like, I apologize. No, your name is not little girl, you know, but what I'm saying is that we grew up in that environment. So it's easy to repeat it. It's easy to repeat it because you grew up in it, and you have to be consciously aware of the relationship that you want to have with your children. Like, I want me and my children to be able to go to lunch when they're older and sit down and talk about their relationships, or, you know, just whatever, or how they're feeling about their career decisions. Like, but if we don't open it up early, those channels of communications early, well, then we're not going to have it. They're going to take that conversation to someone else that will understand it.
Yeah, they need to feel safe. They need to feel safe. They need to feel valued, and they need to understand that they matter and what they have to say matters. And I think, I just think that it's critical, not only for our relationship with our kids, but their relationship with their kids, and then their
grandkids and with other people.
Yeah, and other people. Like,
I will tell you, when they had their softball award ceremony last week, Anaya's, which is Tootie. Tootie is Anaya, and Zaria is Ziggy. That's their nickname, Ziggy and Tootie. But Anaya's softball coach was like, Anaya got the leadership star, and her coach was like, I must say that Anaya is a natural born leader. She is so respectful, and she will correct you, but she'll do it respectfully. Like one time I was using her bat, and she told me, Coach Lynn, you use my bat, but you didn't ask me if you could use it. You should ask next time, okay? And the coach was like, but she was right. I should have asked.
Listen, and some adults aren't mature enough or are just not ready, haven't arrived to the point where they could actually admit, you know what, right. You're right. And it's a hard pill to swallow. Even I check myself every now, and I'm like, dang, I think I might be tripping. I should have said that differently. But nobody was checking themselves when we were little. So we're like, it's hard. This is not going to be easy for a lot of parents that are listening to us. They're like, are you kidding me? No, because it's so much easier to just smack your kid in the mouth.
It is.
Right?
It is.
Real talk. I'm so like y'all, if y'all know me or Sheva, like it's just real talk. It's always gonna be real talk. So seriously. Or just be like, just go ahead and shut up and sit down. Like, and we get stressed out too. Life is just as difficult. There are challenges. Sometimes it's not enough money. Sometimes it's not enough time. Sometimes it's like you got laundry and this and got to cook, and we try to figure out if we should do drive-through or drink water instead. Like, these are real issues that all of us have as parents. While we're trying to balance it all and do the best we can every single day, we're just making smaller shifts that are making huge impact in our lives and in our family, in our kids' lives and in our family, household. So it can be done. And I think once you start to practice these different things and develop these healthy relationships, that's what we're talking about with your children, and start seeing things their way. And then you can have these communication patterns that start to happen. Things will just get easier. Because I feel like I'm telling you, I don't feel a lot of the stress that some of my friends feel when it comes to parenting my children, because I have conversations with them.
Exactly.
And that's it.
They're the one we broke. I'm like, okay, listen, they all like, we got $10 to payday, so I'm gonna need y'all to manage these $10. And of course, Ziggy goes to, well, we can have some beans and we can have some rice, and we're having the avocados. Like, she has just planned this whole meal.
I love it.
You have to be like, well, what about if we go get a $99 from Cookout, or something like that? And Zari's like, no, you put all the 99s together, but then you'll have $5, Anaya. It just be this whole conversation, but it's the honesty. I think sometimes we try to hide from our kids when we're struggling. I'm like, this is y'all life too. Like, we all got to make sacrifices together.
Yeah, that's important. Man, the lessons you learn, that's good, Sheva. So I commend you for that level of parenting, because like I said before, not everybody's ready for it. There's a lot of people that are going to listen to us talk and be like, y'all are tripping. I don't think so. Not in my house. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. We are raising moguls. Yeah. And that comes along with a certain set of responsibility, definitely with a level up and a growth mindset. So how about that? How about that? So, Sheva, tell everyone that's watching and listening, and I want to thank you all for participating. All of you that are watching and listening, they're giving us hearts. Tashanta said transparency is key. Absolutely, Tashanta. And they've dropped their business information into the comments. They are sharing. Thank you all for sharing. If you are watching and you don't know what's going on, share it anyways, please. Yeah. So, Sheva, tell everyone what the girls, again, how to reach out to the girls, how to reach out to you, how to connect with you all, and what you have going on, what programs and services you offer, so that we can get the word out there.
Okay, so let's see. First, how you can contact them is on their website, is ziggyandtootieCakes.com. It's their website. They're on social media, both Facebook and Instagram at Ziggy and Tootie. And this summer they have the 99-cent celebration, $99 celebration cake going on. They are teaching summer camps all throughout Georgia, right? So they have summer workshops going on. They have the summer workshops of one day. They have summer camps that they're teaching that are a week long. And they have books that they're writing. They have lots of speaking engagements this summer. There are vending all over Georgia. Almost every church event, they're probably going to be there this summer. And to be honest, that's when they make their most money is during the summertime. So they look forward to really getting out there and busting their chops in the summer. So yeah, so just stay tuned. Just stay tuned to their Facebook page because they're always posting and sharing where they're at, what they have going on. They also have Praise Cake Sunday in their bakery because our bakery is primarily an online ordering place, and you come there to pick it up. They make their cakes available to the community one day a week, which is on Sundays from 2 to 5. And each week there's a different flavor, so you have to watch the website to see what the flavor of the week is. And we got to tell you, when it's red velvet, everybody mama shows up like 3 and 4 times. I need to get some more for my mama. My auntie wants some cake, so it's that type of thing. So you have to stay tuned because they are definitely making moves out here in the community. And their goal is to get more engaged in their community. So you can really expect to see them more in the Middle Georgia area and just out having the world fall in love with their Southern classic cakes.
I love it. Y'all caught your tagline right. Y'all caught that right. Okay, you got it. Listen, Sheva is a professional. She knows exactly what she's doing, and her daughters are just as professional. So I want to thank you, Sheva, for taking the time, because I know you're super busy, to spend with me and to spend with all of us. You see, I'm being selfish. She spent this time with me, with all of us, to share with us your family business, Ziggy and Tootie Cakes, and to tell us everything that you guys have going on. And I want to thank you also for being so transparent with your parenting process and what that looks like. Because some of us are so nervous sometimes about the decisions we make in our household that we don't share them with other people because of afraid of judgment, backlash or whatever. But when you get to a point when you're clear and you're committed about your process and you know exactly where you want your family to be, all that sheds and you just keep moving. You just keep moving because we're all here. We all make mistakes. But we all can have the possibility of also, turning those mistakes into huge successes as well, or just launching something great. So I want to thank you. And I also want to thank you for being a sponsor of the Raising a Mogul Family Business Summit that is happening in June in Atlanta, Georgia, June 27th through 30th. Hopefully everyone that's watching and listening has already gotten their ticket so you can meet Ziggy and Tootie. You can meet Dr. Sheva Quinn because they are sponsoring. They are going to have cake, right, Sheva?
Yes, we're going to have lots of cake. We have lots of cake.
Listen, they were going to have cake. And
we are in the celebration business. We got lots of cake.
Absolutely. And the one thing I need to tell the people that they don't know yet, because we did not talk about this, because we're going to talk about it later, is that Dr. Sheva Quinn is also speaking at the summit. So if you have been watching and you're like, yo, I need to get next to this woman because she's got it. You're absolutely right. She does have it, and she's going to share it with us at the Raising a Mogul Family Business Summit. But y'all have to wait to find out what exactly she's going to be talking about, because that's going to be a whole nother broadcast. Okay, we're gonna get on her books for that next week.
Just tell me.
Right. So I have the website scrolling. Sashanta has dropped all the social media handles. You guys need to go and follow Ziggy and Tootie Cakes. And when you get over there, make sure you thank them for sponsoring our summit. I know Belinda, she's like, I can't wait. Belinda, I don't know, you can't wait for the summit or you can't wait for cake? Which one? Because right now for me it's cake, because she don't talk about red velvet, so I'm greedy, and I dream and think in food. So anyways, thank you all for watching this Raising a Mogul TV broadcast. Thank you for sharing this video out. Thank you for being a part of our amazing community, Raising a Mogul community, the #1 parent manager community for the serious parent manager. We work with parents every single day, giving them the confidence, the knowledge, and the tools that they need to raise superstar young moguls. And Dr. Sheva Quinn is doing exactly that. So thanks, Sheva, again. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It was fun. And thank you all for joining us. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.